Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Priya ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Yeah.
evening, Ailan. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Priya ma'am, are we ready
Yes.
to go?
Yes, very much.
Thank you so much. Ailan, Miss Ailan, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll start. I'll just share a video to introduce you. Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Ms. Eileen Albert Asterisk is a dedicated high school math teacher with 5 years of experience at Jain Global School in Bangarpet, Karnataka. Known for her innovative teaching methods, she makes math concepts easier and more enjoyable for her students. In addition to her classroom teaching, Ms. Albert is an accomplished online educator. She has worked with several online platforms to reach a wider audience and help more students excel in math. Outside of her professional life, Ms. Eileen enjoys spending her free time engaging in art and craft projects, making her leisure time both creative and productive. Hearty welcome, Ms. Eileen. Please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that introduction. Can I proceed with your permission?
Please, please.
Yes. A very good evening, everyone present here. Greetings from Extra Mile. Extra Mile is an exclusive platform created by the founder of BTAG, Dr. Abdul Salam, for providing online-offline training. Having a pool of resource person, Extra Mile is resourceful to provide on-site training on demand across India. Before we begin, I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Abdul Salam and Extra Mile Education and Training for giving me this opportunity. A hearty welcome to all participants, as we will embark together on this fruitful journey in this session, focusing on the Bagless Days to make learning joyous for the students. Continuing with this plethora of endeavors, BTAG and Extra Mile Education and Training, along with its remarkably talented resource person, Ms. Priya Murali, will seek to provide valuable inputs in this session. The National Education Policy, that is NEP 2020, recommends that students in grades 6 to 8 participate in 10 Bagless Days during the school year. The guidelines for these were developed by the Government of India in consultation with the stakeholders and posted on August 5, 2024. The guidelines encourages schools to incorporate Bagless Days into their annual calendar and use them for enrichment activities like quizzes, sports, and arts. During these days, students will intern with local experts in a variety of fields such as gardening, carpentry, pottery, and the arts. Teachers will plan activities for students to learn from these experts. So before we begin with today's session, there are a few things I would like to brief you about. Any query during the session can be conveyed through the meeting chat box. In order to have an interactive experience, you may clear your doubts by asking questions. Kindly use the virtual hand raise button and wait for your name to be called out for asking your query. The participants will have the opportunity to receive the certificate only after filling up the certificate and feedback. The link for which will be shared at the end of the session. So kindly stay connected till the end of the session. Now let me introduce our esteemed speakers for the evening. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. Abdul Salam, a renowned CBSE resource person and master trainer, who has played a significant role in the education sector as an assessor for the National Accreditation Board for Education and Training under the Government of India. Dr. Abdul Salam is the founder and the CEO of Extra Mile Education and Training and Bharat Transformers Academic Group. Sir, it is indeed our pleasure to have your gracious presence. I kindly invite you to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Miss Ailan. Good evening, everybody. Respected Miss Priya Murali. Priya
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
thank you so much.
Yes,
First of all,
yes.
let me convey the gratitude to you for offering this very important and relevant session. And the notification was issued by NCERT on 29th of July on the occasion of the 4th anniversary of NEP, National Education Policy, and advising schools to conduct 10 bagless days. That means throughout the year, maybe one bagless day each month accordingly. But now that the notification came in July, you can plan accordingly for the rest of the month. And the bagless days should focus on skill development activities. Lots of activities have been, planned by Murali Priya ma'am. So thank you so much, Priya ma'am. Almost 60 activities Madam has prepared for everyone, for all the schools to, implement, and so that students will get hands-on learning experience. Actually, it is meant for their skill development and through experiential learning. Lots of activities, lots and lots of activities we can conduct, and let's listen to Priya ma'am and take away those activities so that we can conduct them very effectively in the school. Thank you so much, Priya ma'am, Miss Ailen, and hearty welcome everybody. Let's stay back and enjoy. Thank you. Over to the moderator.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Salam, sir, for the warm introduction and setting the stage for today's discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, amidst us, we also have Mr. Biju S. Pillai. He is the co-founder of BTAC and has a vast experience in the field of education in many capacities, including being the principal of many reputed CBSE schools. Sir, we have honored to have your gracious presence amidst us. I request Mr. Biju S. Pillai to felicitate the gathering with his kind words. But due to some circumstances, Sir wouldn't be able to join with us, so we will proceed ahead. Dear educators, now we shall proceed to the highlight for today's webinar. Today, amidst us, we have Ms. Priya Murali, a resource person for today's session, a teaching professional with over 2 decades of teaching experience in schools in Madurai, Mumbai, and Muscat. She started her wonderful journey as a teacher at the Mahatma Montessori Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Madurai, from 1990 to 1994. She has worked with the Indian School Muscat from 2001 to 2020 as a teacher in the primary section. Currently, the principal of Mahatma Global Gateway, Madurai, peer assessor for school quality assessment and accreditation by CBSE, lead auditor registered with International Register of Certified Auditors and also a certified NABET assessor. Ma'am was the first person from the Sultanate of Oman to be selected as a peer assessor for SCOF and conducted by CBSE. She has been awarded with the prestigious Best Teacher Award in 2018 by the CBSE, the only person to receive the award in the Gulf for that year. She is also the resource person for the CBSE and also has authored a book on experiential learning. An ardent specialist in relationship management, she has created a niche in raising the bar of performance for the teachers and students. Ma'am, it's indeed a pleasure to have you amongst us as a speaker for today's session of 10 Bagless Days. On behalf of everyone present, I wholeheartedly welcome you, and you can take over the proceedings for the evening.
Thank you. Can I speak? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Good.
Yes,
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, Dr. Abdul Salam, sir. Thank you once again for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you to Mr. Biju S. Pillai, co-founder of BTAG, and also Ms. Aileen Albert. Thank you for this warm introduction. And of course, a big thank you to a host of educators from throughout the country who have joined to get some idea of the Bagless Days, the activities relevant to Bagless Days. So can I share my presentation, sir?
Yes, please, ma'am, please.
One minute, sir. Sorry. Is this visible? Oh, God. Yes. So is it visible, sir? Sir?
Visible, ma'am. Island
Yeah.
is visible,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes. One. Yes. So the concept, okay, of introducing 10 bagless days at school every year is a very unique way to drive student attention towards vocational subjects. Okay, through this initiative, NEP intends to expose at least 50% of students to vocational education. Moreover, it bridges the gap between theoretical learning and the practical application of knowledge, which empowers the students, okay, with the right skill sets to become future ready. Moreover, these multi-skill activities help students practice and acquire soft skills, teamwork, creativity, cooperation, etc., that theoretical learning rarely teaches. During Bagless Days, schools are encouraged to promote enrichment activities like quizzes, athletics, craft sessions, and so on. In fact, students may also take on internship opportunities based on vocational subjects of their choice. This program suggests allocating 10 days or 60 hours of school time to hands-on and engaging vocational activities. The NCERT is expected to frame a practice-based curriculum for class 6 to class 8 that will be a part of the syllabus. The outcome of NEP's Bagless Day policy is to promote a holistic and skill-based approach to learning by equipping students with essential vocational competencies from an early age. Okay, right. Now, hands on to your, chat box, okay? And tell me, what do you think would be, now I gave you a brief introduction, okay? What do you think would be the benefits of bagless days at school? What do you think? What do you think would be the benefits? Come on, you're all smart teachers. Okay, stressless. Wow. Okay, very good. Mind is free. Okay, right. Okay, activity-based learning. Very good. Exposure to skills, play away. Okay, enhancing creativity, experiential learning, fun frolicking, drawing kids to school. Yes, life skills. Very good, Smita. Yes, and they can apply their theoretical knowledge, hands-on experience, learning with fun. Okay, lovely. No bags to, okay, connectivity, outdoor learning, away from rote learning. Very good answer, Ritika. Develops motor skills. Fabulous, more interesting for kids. Wow, fantastic, fantastic. very, very good. And according to me, okay, or according to NCRT, let me, reiterate, there are 6 basic benefits, okay, for a bagless days at school. First and foremost, it fosters holistic development. 2, it enables experiential and practical learning. 3, it reduces academic pressure. 4, boosts teamwork and collaboration, and promotes appreciation for diverse perspectives, right? My senior principal, Mrs. Premalata Pannirselvam, has, contributed to these activities at the national level for NCERT, So our school has, practices this bagless days, almost not for 10 days in a year. In fact, every week we have one day wherein students do not carry bags to school. So how do we do it? In case of primary school, we do not, children do not carry bags on Friday. And in case of senior school, students do not carry bags on Saturday. Okay. So, so almost 4 days a month, we have introduced the bagless days, and it has been going on for quite some time. Okay. So this is the basic, background. So let me, introduce you to the 1 minute to some of the activities which we have tried out in our school. Okay. And my suggestions are, you please give this PPT to all our teachers so that they can use it as a tool for reference, okay, when they are planning their activities. Okay, sir?
Sure. Thank you.
Yes. 1 minute, sir. Yes. Yes. Okay. So just we did this, project. It was done basically by grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. Okay. And we have a very huge campus. Okay. And a campus which is filled with trees all around. And I'm sure quite a number of our schools do have it. Now, you may not have a big campus, but you can attract the parents of your campus. You can teach coding to your children through this project. Okay. Now, so children code, so suppose there are 10 trees in your campus. What happens is the code for this is prepared, okay, for particular tree is prepared, and the content related to the the aspects of the tree could be the biological name, could be the the scientific name, then what what height it grows, what and suppose it is a medicinal tree, if we can, take the leaves of this tree, what are the advantages? Okay. So the names of these trees, all this, when somebody scans the, this barcode, this barcode, what happens is all the details related to this tree are visible. Okay. So this is one thing that you can, begin with. Even the smallest tree or the smallest plant in your campus, you can probably do this. So this, this should be a, very attractive project. Now, I had introduced this flip book, okay? in my previous school, Indian School, Muscat. That is where I have put the e-magazine. You would have noticed that when I was in Indian School, Muscat, we had designed this cover. It is, October 2020 edition. And again, the coding for this and the preparation, okay, of this e-magazine is done by the computer science students, okay. It teaches them, ICT skills. And nowadays, nobody does, nowadays we use the Canva in our schools, so we are quite, technically advanced. We teach our children, these sort of skills. So because ICT skills are the 21st, are very important to improvise the 21st century skills. How many of these schools, okay, I just want to know, use digital magazines for, this thing? Can I know how many schools use the digital magazines? Yes. How many schools? Can somebody type in the chat box? Yes. Sir, can I exit out and come in again, sir?
No, ma'am. The room is full. You cannot rejoin.
Okay, cannot, is it? Okay, 1 minute, sir. Let me then. Yes. Not able to wait, sir. So it's just going, it's just moving forward, sir. I am not able to.
Ma'am, many of the participants are saying yes.
Yes,
They do.
yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm trying to actually go back, in the slide. See this we have.
Okay. No, I think that will be difficult. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of the schools, can I just read it out for you?
No, what? Sir, can you play it for me, sir, if you don't mind?
Yeah, Miss Island, are you ready with the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please play.
Some
Madam, you
problem.
can stop.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you go right from the start, please?
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
So it's a new, computer.
Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Screen is visible, but I want to go right from the first slide, please. If you don't
Yeah,
mind.
sure.
So sorry about it.
Yeah, from here?
No, I would like to go right from the second slide, ma'am.
Seconds. Yes, ma'am.
Put it
This is the
on
one?
slide mode, Island.
Yes, sir. Sure.
So many schools have, reported in the chat box, ma'am. They are running that digital
Yeah, 1 minute, sir.
magazine.
Not able to. So right, ma'am, right from the first one, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here it is.
No, it's not. I'm not able to see at all.
Screen is shared, madam.
No, but I'm not able to see, sir. I want the first one. Should I go out and join in, sir?
No, madam. The room is full, so you may not be able to join back.
Madam, this is the first slide share.
Oh, so something. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not able to.
You
I'm
cannot
not
see the screen.
No, sir. No. Wait, sir. Wait, sir. Yes. Now I'm able to. Yes. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Can
That's
you
okay, ma'am.
Can you just can you share?
Yes, ma'am. The first slide is here.
No, I'm not able to see. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So this slide number 2, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Slide number 2. Yeah. So I was here. So I was discussing this. How many of you all tried this out in your school? The Scan Me project. How many of you all have tried it in your schools? Anybody has tried it out? It's a very, 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 very successful project. Anybody has tried out? Okay. Nobody has tried out. Okay. Let me see. There's one new. No. Okay. Very good. Now, so you've got one very new activity. Now, next is the, madam, the next slide. Okay. This flip book. Okay. It says, madam, the next one, this flip books. So there's one principal. Okay. Who has mentioned that in our school, the grade, 10 teachers have, done this. It's very, very interesting. So you can develop IT skills of the, students through making these flip books. Okay. Then third, now, madam, don't move. Okay. How many of you all have tried the potter's wheel? I will tell you how you should do it. How many of you all have tried the potter's wheel in your, school? How many of you all have tried? Nobody? Okay. Nobody has tried it? Okay. Yes, Kavita, you have tried it. Okay, very good. Kripa has also tried it. Now, what we did was, when we have this annual exhibition, we invite a potter to the school. Madam, can you move to the next slide, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, what? No, this is something different. Sorry. This is, I'm sorry, because I don't have the access to the PPT. I'm not able to speak this thing. Never mind. Next important thing is visiting to important historical places within the city. This is a very, very important aspect of your Bagless Days. You can organize trips to museum, to libraries, to important historical sites by planning it well in advance. Madurai boasts of this Keeladi Museum, and I have shared some pictures with you. Yes. So this could be a profound activity for the, Bagless Days, right? So that's very, so in your place, which museum or which monument is, visible? Can you please type? Where can you take your student? Yes, I want to know where you can take your student. If you get permission, where can you take your student? Mahabalipuram, okay. I want to, yeah, Qatar National Museum, very good. Kannur Fort, yes, very good, excellent. Then, yes, very good. Dakshin Chitra in ECR Road, Mattancherry Kochi Fort, very good. Then Science Museum Muscat, very good, excellent. Then Bickel Fort, etc. Wonderful. So, plan for now. In this, what are you expected to do? It is not just taking them in one bus, taking the students in one bus, and bringing them back to school. Now, what is the purpose of this learning activity? What are the history teacher or the geography teacher is expected to go well in advance to the museum, find out what are the different artifacts that are kept in the museum, what can the child learn from the artifact, so tell them, about, before going to the museum, please tell your students what they must observe, what, they must look at, that is what you are expected to do. Then they go around the museum. After they come back, it is not just an enjoyment time or having lunch over there and coming back. What did they see? Which era did this, were the artifacts from, what kind of materials were used to make the artifacts, so what does this indicate about the civilization of our past, All this should be discussed in depth and in detail. Yes, very, very good. Okay, now the next one. How many of y'all teach your students to research for a composition? How many of y'all teach your students to research for a composition? You know, how many of y'all teach your students to research for a composition? Come on, type in. Yes, we do. Now, how many hours of research work do the students do? Yes. How many hours for how many hours? Now, do they carry laptops to school? Do your students carry laptop to school? Please tell me. No. So what you can probably do, what we do is on a particular day of a week, we encourage students to carry laptops to school. And please note that there is no compulsion to buy a new laptop. If the child doesn't have a laptop, we also encourage the sharing of the laptops. Now, madam, the next slide, please. Yes. So here what happens is we can ask the students to research on a particular topic for roughly, say, 2 hours. They can surf the internet and they can write points related to a very tough aspect of a composition. Can any English teacher post some of the most difficult topics that you have given for English composition recently? Come on, can you post so that we discuss? Come on. Yes, nobody? Come on, wonderful. Come on. Nobody's writing, typing. Nobody?
Madam, sorry to interrupt. Soma Sen Gupta has raised her hand.
Okay.
Would you like to take the response from her?
Okay. Yeah, but I think I'll give the responses at the end, ma'am, because I want to discuss all the 60 activities first. Then they can, ask me any question. Okay. My mother is an inspiration for me. Wonderful. Give me some more topics. Shanmuga Priya, come on. Fantastic, Pravina. Motivation an essential part of life. Should capital punishment be abolished? Wonderful. Some of these topics are really very interesting. Space exploration and better techniques. Wonderful. So what you are expected to do, you select a very tough topic. This especially for even board is telling for 6 to 8. We do it for right up till grade 12. What happens is we tell students to research on these no-back days, and on another English composition period, the students are allowed to write their original thoughts in an original essay, right? They can sports innovation, benefits of AI in education, wonderful. Artificial intelligence, boon or bane, wonderful, excellent. That's really, amazing. So these sort of topics, what you need to do is plan out well in advance. And for one, now this requires extensive research. What I suggest is for the bagless therapy of music, very good. So what I suggest is you do the research part of the composition during the bagless days that you have selected. And during the English period, the student can write the composition, right? So that is what I suggest. Now, the next very important aspect of English, okay, harmful effects of junk food for primary students, online games, wonderful, absolutely, pollution due to, urbanization, fabulous, online games, is it healthy, etc. Wonderful. Now, cyber security, etc. Okay. Now, the next important aspect, apart from composition, is to develop good, speaking skills in students. And according to you, what is the best tool to develop the speaking skills? Yes. Yes. What? Yes. Play. No. Yes. What is the best? Debates. Wonderful. I was looking for somebody to tell me about debates. Very good. So, what could be the topic for debates? Can you please type and tell me what could be the topic for debates? Now, see, generally it is for the 6 to 8 area. Okay, you can plan right from grade 3 to grade 12. So, but yes. One act plays, debates. So can you give me some topics? Yes. Can somebody post some topics for debates? Does homework help the students? AI a boon or bane? Merits or demerits of a smartphone? Object talk for primary? Social problems? Should reservation continue in India? How English is important in your life? Wonderful. So for and against, if you keep, select five students, you are in turn going to improve language efficiency of students, their skill of facing, or their skill to research, then their skill to, argue, their skill to counter argue, then, collaboration, teamwork. All these are the essential components of the debate. Can the internet replace the, classroom teacher? Mock parliament? Exploring the new world is a contention for no gain. How English is important in life? Is it better to read a book or watch a movie? AI versus human intelligence, equality in gender, then show and tell. Wonderful. All this are, fabulous debate topics. So my suggestion to you is you can also plan for a debate, right? Then, now, I always, include environment as well. I don't know if you all have prepared seed balls, for as a part of your Bagless Day activity. You can, we do it as a routine practice in our schools, we are a, group of 7 schools. Okay, so we do this as a routine practice, and we go and, the seed balls are prepared by the students themselves under the guidance of the environmental club teacher. And these seed balls are thrown in areas where there are no trees, okay? And also that it can be watered regularly by the people residing in that area. So you can, how many of y'all prepare seed balls? Yes? Yes? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody prepares? Does anybody prepare? Yes, we did. Okay. Sandhya, Sunesh, I see this. Kripa Iyer. Yes, very, very good. So please, use this, environmental, this technique really helps the environment. Okay. Then the next one. Okay. The next very, very important, very, very research-prone pedagogy, is the flipped classrooms. Now, what happens in the flipped classroom is, it is a pedagogical approach in which direct instruction moves from the group learning space to the individual learning space. Okay. Now, what happens is, what we do in our classrooms is we give the students the topic, okay, and we tell them to go through the particular videos. We tell them to, go through the concepts of the videos, And next day, what happens is the students, actually here the students, they finish the lower level of their, cognitive work, such as remembering and understanding before the session. And at class, they engage in higher cognitive levels of learning, such as analyzing and evaluating with the peers as well as their teacher. Okay. So this prepares, so you can try flipped classrooms, as substitute, okay, or as a bagless day activity. We have surely tried it out, and it involves a lot of preparation. In fact, I want to give you another idea. See, we normally give these bagless days, I told you, Friday as well as Saturday. Now, there could be sometimes materials that are required for the activities. Now, the materials required for the activities, we normally send it at the start of the week, that is Monday of every week, for the activities that are to be done by the students on Friday. Likewise, for the activities that have to be done by the students on Saturday, we share the list of activities on Monday itself. Why is it so? Many of these parents are working parents, and to collect the materials required for these individual activities, needs a lot of time. So this is how we work on these bagless days. Okay. So we can try out flipped learning as a, now here what happens is there is a lot of research work that is done by the student. Student takes the class also in front of his peers. So there is a lot of confidence that is developed. And whenever you teach, a better student teaches their peers, it is a proven research that students also develop their ways of thinking about the respective concepts. Okay. Then the next one, madam. Yes, this is my very, very favorite topic. And book reviews can be given regularly by the librarian as well as the teachers, okay, English teachers. Now, writing a book review should be actually done maybe once a month. This is my suggestion. Don't just see for the bagless days activity, but this book review, it enhances language skills, it enhances vocabulary, it increases the likeness of the children towards the books. See, there is children can get to know about details of characters, then the plot, about the setting, whether there's a conflict, what is the resolution, who is the author, what is the book title, okay, and what is this book all about, why did the child like the particular book. This can be another very important activity during this during your bagless days. Right. Next, madam. Yes. Now, I happened to go to Hyderabad, for one ceremony last month. And you would be surprised to know that I found a very young author receiving an award. Now, when I saw that, I was, stunned at that girl's ability to write her own book. Okay. Now, and this girl, I believe, also drew her own illustrations for her book, So such a, talent that this girl had. So my suggestion is, whenever, you ask children to write a story, also, ensure that, children draw small illustrations along with that particular story. Now, another thing that you should remember, all are not capable of drawing, but amongst your 40 odd children, there could be a few stars which are or who are capable of these illustrations. Okay. So we don't know, whose talent is, hidden and where each one's talent would be found. So, try. See, I just posted one picture of a work that was done by a student. So, the students' work, should be absolutely, you see, it's such an original work. So, ask them to write a story of their own and draw illustrations. Now, we are, teamed up with the Scholastic India. See, I'm giving you small clues what our school does, and children who are interested to contribute stories, they can contribute stories. It's a very tough selection process. And, they do publish, these short stories written by students. So, you can probably contact Scholastic, or there are so many publishers who are doing it, but try to get in touch, try to help your student, to write a story, for any of the publications, as it boosts the confidence and the abilities of the student. So you can try this. So writing a story could be and yet another activity. Drawing an illustration could be yet another activity, right? Then, now, yes, madam. Now, this was all the activities which I have provided today has been done in my school and is being done in my school, and we supervise it very, very well. Now, we have conducted a book fair in our premises. It is not at all, don't get scared. How can we conduct a book fair? Team up with a publisher. My suggestion to you. The books will be bought by that, publisher. But the work related to the fair should be done by your senior students, okay? Like advertising for the book fair. Then second important thing, marketing for the books, helping students in selection or choice of the books, inviting parents for the book fair, explaining the different types of books that are available. And at the end of it all, you would be very surprised. I told my students to do an analysis of the types of books that were sold. I told them to do an analysis, which books were sold the most, okay? Did boys purchase more books? Then did girls purchase more books? This sort of analysis also was done. Then there were, also quizzes that were conducted on books that were, a highlight of this book fair, So you can conduct it, and it was a 2-day event. It was successfully conducted in our school. You can also try your hand at conducting a book fair in your premises. You should not be scared at all. Okay, so any school has, any school has arranged for a book fair in the past? Yes. PTM day, somebody has written, we arrange books fair in association with, yes, many of you all have, yes, very good, excellent. Okay, now the next, this thing, okay. Now, madam, next slide. Now, this is a very, 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 very important skill that has to be taught to students, okay? And my suggestion is actually the school should be liberal in giving you two, cameras, okay, to take photographs. Nowadays, what we are doing is we are telling the students to carry the mobile phone on that particular day. Number one, that could be done, okay, if the school is very liberal. Then second important, we are a little conservative, especially when it comes to handling mobile phones. So what we do is we encourage children to take the photographs using the mobile phones of the school, okay? this is a very, 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 very important skill, So, and you could now, you may wonder, are teachers qualified to teach photography? Okay. So my suggestion to you, you would be probably having some parent, who who can help your students, who can volunteer. I had one parent volunteer who's saying, I'll come, I'll come, So I'm planning to invite that parent probably next week when I'm having the no bag day activity. So there will be parents, there will be teachers among your staff, who know about this lighting, who know about, the position, the distance, all this, has to be taught very scientifically to the students. So just try it out, and I'm sure that you're going to be extremely successful. Okay. And you can ask, ma'am, previously, ma'am, sorry, ma'am. Yes. So you can ask, you can conduct, somebody had mentioned that they do conduct an annual exhibition as well, conduct an annual exhibition. Now, if, take these photographs, put them up, label the photograph of the students, you'll find that parents are very happy that, hands-on skills are being imparted to the students in a very indirect and a very informal way, right? Okay, next slide. Now, invitation for guest lectures. Does your school invite people? Yes. Does your school invite people? And if so, who? Yes. If so, who? Can you name some guests who have come? Doctors. Okay, some leading doctors your school has invited. Sportsmen, dietitian, very good. Medical practitioners, very good. Excellent. Excellent. Then hoteliers, okay, alumni, dietitians, okay, commissioners, very good. Navy captain, wonderful, excellent. Doctor, police, wonderful, wonderful, excellent. Career counseling, it's not only career counseling, I have another suggestion over here. You are having the, what you call, monthly days, right? Important days, wherein certain days of the month are, this is what we do in our school. Certain days of the month are like international, national judges day, okay, something like that. And then we're going to have the national sports day where, very soon, right? Now, in such days, what I suggest is you call, now when we had the Judges Day, we called a very important person from the High Court of Madurai, who is incidentally also my parent. See how I'm teaming it up and I'm showing it to you. Who is incidentally a parent and also, working in the, as a top person in the judiciary in the High Court of Madurai. And we invited him for a guest lecture. Okay, like this, we do invite people, not only, so you can select these important days well in advance, plan for your own parents, planning for your own parents will help your school in a number of ways. There are a number of parents who like to contribute for the, who would like to contribute for the school, So you can take the advantage of the parents for such very important days. Now, we are also having a financial literacy program, okay, running in our school. So this is meant exclusively for grade 4 students. Now, this financial literacy program, the person who teaches this program in our school, is a specialist in dealing with carriers related to finance. See how I'm connecting it. So what I did was, I spoke to the person and I requested him to give a lecture to our students in with careers related to finance. So plan for guest lectures very often. Okay, this will help your students to improve their knowledge, to improve their overall efficiency. They get to know about the world around them, and it's really very useful, and they have one-to-one interaction. They can ask questions to these guests, and the guest also will answer to them in a very simple language. So, these are real good advantages. It's a good exposure for the kids. Yes. Now, yes, ma'am, the next slide. The next slide, ma'am. Yes, this also can be this culinary delight. Now, last year was the International Year of Millets, okay? And what we did was every week, we have a cookery teacher in our premises, okay? And this cookery teacher, every week, yes, every week would, prepare millet soups with our children. Now, the main aspect is to train the student to prepare the millet soup. So, and the same cookery club students would, sell it with the entrepreneur club children in our school, right from grade 3 to grade 12. We have tried out all the millets, the soups with all the millets, and believe me, you can try it out with any sort of recipe or any sort of background that you would like to give to your children, right? Then now, next one, ma'am. Next one. Now, since I'm sharing this PPT with you, okay, I have provided 2 links, okay, wherein a group of my students, grade 10 students, have prepared a movie, and the name of this movie is The Game Behind the Game. It deals about politics in sports. It was their theme, so we didn't stop the children from preparing for the same. Now, please understand the cast was the students of grade 10, number 1. The next important, there was one child who wrote the script, okay? Then recording was done. It was the recording was done in specific places. Then the entire film was telecast, okay? And where was it telecast? It was telecast in the school auditorium. Now, if somebody in your school takes initiative for these activities, I am sure that your school can also, help, students to progress in this direction, okay? I've purposely shared both the links. Whenever you're free, please, go. It's a link to the movie, it is a link to the movie. So please go through this and you try it out. Now, in this, where the teacher should be patient is when the child writes the, what you call script. Don't discourage the child, or, see that there is an encouragement that is given. Try to see that, you support the child in the entire process. Now, when I say child, it is not the single child, the entire team of children who are, participating in this process, right? Now, so please go through that movie. You will see how it is done, and you will find that it is amateurish, okay, at certain places. But the guests who came to inaugurate the event, went berserk, real word, and he applauded the students for their, efforts. Really, we tried it out, and now The next movie is in progress in my school. I may probably, when I do another round of activities with y'all, I can share that movie link also, during the next discussion stage, right? Okay. Now, the next one. Now, the next one, ma'am. Now, internship, okay? When that NEP policy came out, okay, everybody on earth were very scared. How is it possible that this internship can be provided to students of such a young age? According to me, it is the easiest thing on earth that can be done. You have a good group of high-profile parents you would definitely have in your school, who run companies, who run businesses, etc. It could be even a bakery shop that they, so even the selling this. So what you need to do, take, prepare a repository of, such parents who are capable of offering internships to students. Now, internship need not be for an entire year. You identify days of your calendar year where there is no pressure for the student. Even few hours a day, on your Bagless Day, day when you are conducting this activity itself, maybe for 10 days, you can send your students to companies of your parents, where they will take care of the security as well, of the children. Then you can, the child can, do small things, within the company. It could be related to packing. It could be related to, small entries, which probably they can do, under the supervision of the person having the company, so it is possible. 100% it is possible, but it is, up to you to find out the right parent. It is up to you. Now, see, money will not be given for these internships, okay? But what you should look at is the learning outcome of the internship. The small packing, the small selling, the, giving the money, taking back the money, and then, giving back the right change, packing the correct product asked by the customer. All this, gives a new boundary to the children, right? Then, yes, yes, ma'am, next. Being a very sporty person myself, I'm very much into conducting these friendly football matches, friendly cricket matches for children. In fact, on Tuesday, my students, we have two sets of, we have two schools in our premises. Mine is the Cambridge school, and my colleagues is the CBSE school. We are going to have a joint cricket match on Tuesday. So conduct as many as, cricket matches, conduct as many football matches, and, there could be an audience. Who could be the audience? The peers themselves can be audience. They can clap for them. They, see, every time you need not have to do fully. So sometimes, you can give them this choice of playing. Sometimes they could just view it, so it would be a real, every child learns through this kinesthetic activity. Now, what you should do, suppose this time you have conducted for boys. Next week, probably you can conduct for girls. You can conduct throw ball. You can conduct tennis. You can conduct games that girls prefer to play, right? Then, yes, the potter's wheel. This is what I thought of at the start, and I, because the slide order, I normally keep the slide order also in my head. So this is what I was referring to at the start, which I did it by mistake. Now, last 2 years back, I had an exhibition in my premises called as Dharti, okay? And believe me or not, I had invited the potter. I had gone to the, Madurai, I had caught one potter who, who was in the outskirts of the village, okay, and requested him to come to our school. And believe me, right from LKG to grade 12, okay, they had done something on the wheel. Okay, something on the wheel. Now, in case of this smaller children, of course, they could not hold this thing very, easily. But when it went from grade 3 onwards, that child could make things of his or her choice. Okay, so you can have this alternative as well. Okay, and what type of a potter you should call? The potter who brings not only the wheel, but also the material to make the pot. Please ensure that both the potter is also available, as well as the materials are also available. Okay, the bags of the clay soil need to be available to make the pot, right? So please ensure both are available in tandem with each other, right? Now, now last year, okay, I had made my teachers to prepare these tables, okay, of gray, 2 to, I think, 10. And this year, I'm telling them to prepare the tables of of table 11 to table 15, okay? Now, what is the benefit of making these table videos? Okay, now there are benefits. Now, the main benefit is in these videos, I insist that the voiceover for each of these videos have to be given by the children. And the objects for these tables, are also, put by the children in that particular slide. Okay, so automatically the child who prepares, say, the 2 times video, inserts the pictures for 2, then 2 plus 2, then 2 plus 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, okay, 4 times 2, then 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So it goes on. So the objects the child can count and ensure that it is correct. And the voiceover is also given by the, child. So this could be, it's a very beautiful activity. You should only, it's a very, very beautiful activity, and it can be done easily by your students. And 10 students of mine from mix of grade 4 and grade 5 have done this very, very successfully. Okay, so you can try it out in your school as well. Now, the next one, puppetry. Now, we are going to have national, next week we are having a lit fest in our school, and we have invited authors from different parts of the country to visit our school. And puppetry is one of the main, and our school focuses a lot on reading, somehow to get the students into the fold of reading. And puppetry is a very, very, very important tool to, narrate stories. And we have always seen that students right from, KG to grade 8, are interested in puppetry. Now, puppetry, it involves giving dialogues. Then you can ask them to make these craft work which are related to the puppets. Then there are, students who can do some mimicry. There are students who can, give some sounds for animals. So it's again, it involves a lot of planning, but it is yet another way, you could do for any story, that you really wish to do for, right? Okay. Then the next one, story narration. Okay. This is yet another powerful tool for teachers right up till even A level. You can notice that yeah, the teacher can use her particular throw of voice to narrate a story. And all these story narrations and all can be done regularly, not only in the classroom, not only in the English periods, but also in the assemblies to encourage children to read, right? Then, now, charity events also, could be done on bag on such days. Okay, just maybe a week back, our students contributed toothpaste, toothbrush, and soap from their homes. They contributed and they went to donate these articles to an old age home nearby the school. There are two old age homes nearby the school, and students collected, packed almost about 110 bags of these items. And individually, they have students of grade 7 have gone to this home nearby the school. Please note that the articles are contributed right from KG to A level. Now, next important activity would be to, yes, Usha, it is a joy of giving. Very right. Then next very, very important activity is to conduct interviews with very, very eminent people. Okay. It's, you can call any eminent person. Okay. You can conduct an online interview. You can, if you're very lucky, you can, arrange for an offline, go to that person's place, conduct interview, get their opinions, get their, feedback, so the select right questions, help students select right questions, train the students to ask questions, help the students to record the answers. This is, a very powerful tool to, improve the communication aspect of the language, right? So, in fact, we had a very eminent person just recently who had come to our school for the academic awards function, and our senior principal was suggesting that we interview this person for the larger benefit of the school. Now, it is not only this person that I'm referring to. So our, outreach or our thinking should be very broad enough to reach anybody. It could be the commissioner, it could be the collector, trying to get an interview, an appointment with the collector, trying to get a slot with, with an environmentalist, trying to get a slot with a principal of another school, in another area, trying to record their interviews, So it really helps students in number of ways, right? Now, yes, again, Macbeth was a play which was showcased by our grade 8, 9, and 10 students collectively. What happens in this IGCSE schools is the number of students per each class are very limited. So we may have about 14, 15 students per class only. So we are forced to combine classes to when such activities are being held. So we had staged Macbeth. We had staged Macbeth for the students. It was a stunning display of talent. It was a display of abilities. And believe me, we had called an external person to judge it. The person was a leading lecturer, was a lecturer in a leading college in Madurai. And the person had to select the best actor, the best supporting actor, and it really and each one would never forget the roles each one had played. That is why I have put up all the important characters of related to the Macbeth play, right? Then organize a panel discussion. Uh, Abdul Salam sir always hosts activities beneficial to teachers. And last time when he had conducted a big program for teachers in Cochin,
Trivandrum.
yes, sir.
Trivandrum.
Trivandrum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trivandrum. What happened was, after the main keynote speaker, there were a number of panel discussions that were organized. Okay, my suggestion to you is you call and invite expert. Okay, but your panel discussion should be done by your students. Yes, can be done by your students. So in this way, you are broadening or widening the knowledge of the students. So my suggestion is this is also another beautiful opportunity for you call suppose you're talking on somebody had posted on music, right? So you can have an expert musician come to your school. Yes, and students who are good at music can be a part of this panel discussion. So is music advantageous? Some topic like that. So it gives a plethora of opportunities to the students. I just posted a picture. Then, since there would be some teachers who would be handling this grade 3 to 5 area, this is my another very favorite pet topic is the preparation of clock, okay, and how to read time, how to, read the calendar. All this can be taught so beautifully during these activity days. How to make clocks, is something it helps to develop perfection. Then the subdivisions between two numbers of a clock, how many seconds, how many minutes in an hour, this conversion, all this can be, taught very beautifully. And then between two numbers, they don't have to memorize anything, everything is hands-on. So they see and they learn. That is the actual actual boon for these activities. Then the next one, please. Yes, another one, the quiz competition. Yes, you can conduct quiz competitions in your school. Now, how should it be conducted? It should just not be conducted on the no back day activity. No, on the day when you're having this, you probably have 1 or 2 rounds, earlier rounds, wherein you allow everybody to participate and then you filter out to the final participant, right? And you filter out to the and ensure that the competition is conducted in a very fair way. Call a leading quiz person to mediate the proceedings of the competition. You will find that students really enjoy the activity. Then next, word wall. Okay, this is yet another activity right from grade 3. Okay, if any word that the student learns, we encourage students to learn a particular set of words, okay, beginning with say M. Okay, so each student brings a particular word, okay, and they write that word and then they put it up on the word wall, right? This also is very, very interesting for all ages, in fact, and higher the classes, please insist on higher levels of words. Now, when they learn the word, they learn the meaning, and then too, importantly, they also learn to use the word in a appropriate sentence, right? Then next, these are two important fitness activities that you can try with your students, Zumba as well as Footloose. We have this Footloose opportunity. I mean, we have a specific trained teacher in our premises, so we don't find it very difficult. We have a Footloose teacher. So you can try out Zumba, you can try out Footloose as well. And it is a part of our sports day activity also, the Footloose. The students perform something in front of their parents, right? Then please, madam, next one. The eye camp and the dental camp can be conducted for students right from, grade 1 to grade 12. We don't know when the eye camp especially is very, very essential because students, are very prone to reading what you call materials with a very close proximity on their mobiles. Nobody, really cares for their eyes. And also dental camp, to look for cavities in their tooth, to look for, if there are cavities, then if there is, if there has to be tooth that has to be clean, all this, whenever and we rarely as parents, very rarely do we really spend money to go to a dentist to check whether our tooth is fine or whether our eyes are fine. Only when there is a problem, we generally go for it. So my suggestion is if the school does it on a regular basis, it would be good for the parents as well. Next, waste recycling. Sir, I will get some time now.
Yes, ma'am. How many minutes required?
Maybe another 15 minutes, sir, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, please.
Yeah, yes. Sir, waste recycling, I should have probably cut down the number of activities. Little greedy I am to give the maximum to the teachers. Okay. So waste.
No problem. Anyway, we are sharing the PPT, no?
Yes, yes. Waste recycling. All this, no, ma'am, the previous one. Waste recycling could be, you can create manure in your own premises using the vegetable peels that are bought by the students to school every day. Okay. Okay. See, there's one teacher who says, don't cut the time for the PPT already. Yes, very nice. Then, so you can try this out, tell the students to carry the peels of, vegetables and tell the students to put it in the compost pit, which should be in a reasonably far off place from the school. And probably we should have somebody to take care of the compost pit and prepare the manure from the pit. That same manure can be used to used for the trees as well as the plants and the bushes within the premises, right? Then the next one, the tree plantation, right? Now, we regularly organize this tree plantation drive to, to initiate taking care of this environment, by the students. We plant about 15 to 20 trees. We, recently during Vana Mahotsav, we planted, both our schools, went to a nearby area. We planted trees. Then we ensured that the students, a group of students, three students planted one tree, and about 15 to 20 trees were planted in a particular area in Madurai. Then tree guards were kept, and the students also poured water for each of these trees. Then regularly the students visit the trees to take care, to ensure that they are in good condition as well. Then this you can also do a workshop on good touch and bad touch. Okay. What do you mean by good touch? What do you mean by bad touch? There's nothing wrong in explaining all this through a small this thing to the children. There's nothing wrong in explaining. Probably you can call a doctor to do the workshop for the same. Then the next one, teaching new songs, foot tapping numbers. Children can learn it very, very, very easily. Okay. So teach new songs. Make your music teacher to write some songs. There are so many wonderful songs that are available on the internet. Select the songs, teach those songs, so that children remember these songs for a lifetime. Then yoga. This, you can have a session of yoga for almost 1 hour. Yeah, very good, Kripa. You teach patriotic songs. Wonderful. Then yoga, you can teach yoga for children for a longer duration of time on these days, and we do it. And this performing yoga helps not only the physical well-being, but also the mental well-being of the children. We have found that students are definitely much calmer and much composed when they participate in these sessions, right? Then the next one, introduction to chess. Chess is gaining a lot of prominence these days. So if possible, you get a chess coach, please, try to introduce this game to our young students, because it teaches calculations, it teaches strategic moves, all this, probably, it needs time. So, and you can conduct a chess tournament or else, within your current students, so think of it. Yes. Then the next one, casting votes by children. There are so many activities for which children can cast votes. Be a democratic school. Suppose you don't want you want to get views from children. Help children to give their votes. Get the concurrence of the children for some of the important activities that are done in school. You can do this. Then organizing a rally, very, very important. You can, like last time when we had completed the 75th year of independence, I had organized a school rally wherein this Har Ghar Tiranga, we had gone, we had taken our children on the streets, ensured that our school flag was given to all the residents of the area where our school is located. Organizing the rally could be for a good purpose, wherein you can touch on environmental issues, educational issues, gender equality, etc. Very positive connotation it should bear, right? Then your performing science experiments, okay, could be a very, very important part of this Bagless Day. You won't believe, a couple of days back, my A-level students, they had prepared what you call a lotion, as a part of their activity. They carried it and they gave it to us, and there was a lot of fragrance that was emanating out of the out of that lotion. So children are very capable. Try performing the smallest try performing experiments. Help the students to perform experiments, and the complexity of the experiment could vary depending upon their age and class. For the lower classes, of course, it needs greater supervision. For the higher classes, a little supervision, because they are a little capable by themselves, right? Then the next one, celebrate national festivals. Okay, celebrating national festivals in this important events, important epics like the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, all this can be brought to life in the assembly, wherein certain important things can be showcased to the students. Then project-based learning, this is a very important aspect. Every component of the school subject, especially science subjects, can be learned through projects. Okay, so the teacher has to identify the project, give it to the students. Sometimes the projects could be individual, sometimes the project could be group based, right? So materials for the project, all this should be identified by the teacher well in advance. There must be a lot of motivation to do the project. There must be, only positive atmosphere within the classroom for the students to do these projects, right? Then the next one, wall journal. Okay. The wall journal is yet another very significant aspect of a Bagless Day activity. All the cutouts you see should be made by the children. The research has to be done by the children. You can give a particular wall to a particular class. The theme can be selected by the students. In this way, you're making learning informative. You're making the learning fun. You're making the learning research-based. You're making the learning adaptive. You're making the learning collaborative, right? Then, now, this just now I mentioned about another type of rally, but now this is another rally that you can do for students. That is the cycle rally. Okay, a cycle rally is a rally which is, which will tell the parents not to use, individual cars. Okay, then here you can educating the girl child. All this can be, and each child can carry a particular content. Okay. Each child can be carrying a particular content for the rally. So, and you should inform the residents of your area well in advance about the cycle rally, so that students, the work of the students, the poster related to the students, or whatever the poster the child is carrying, will be read by the people of the locality. And please write in a language that is understood by the local residents for the posters, right? Then next, art from waste. Again, doll making, yes, anti-drug. Very good, Anju. Very, very nice. Then art from waste. Doll making can also be, encouraged. This is yet another splendid activity which nurtures artistic talent and creativity of our students, right? Then drama and mime is also yet another Bagless Day activity. Okay, mime can be conducted with the help of the music teacher, with the help of the English teacher, with the help, and mime can be used for various serious adolescent topics. So children will be educated not to use drugs, not to use tobacco, then no to smoking. All this can be incorporated through the mime. Okay, then fire drill is one very important activity that I would suggest, mandatorily to be conducted, because fire drills are actually forgotten by principals completely unless an accreditation, inspector visits the school, Then please conduct extempore and declamation contests regularly. This will help to enhance the, public speaking abilities, to reproduce word by word of what the particular leader has spoken. Extempore, now how I am speaking, you see, I don't have a paper with me, so a word with me. So all what I'm speaking is from my heart. Okay. So likewise, you should develop abilities of the students, okay, to develop that confidence to speak without using anything with or keep anything with them, extemporary extemporary speeches can be developed right from grade 1 onwards. So you don't need this Bagless Days to do this. Declamation contests can be done right from grade 6 to grade 12, wherein students reproduce speeches of great and famous leaders, right? Then next, picture talk. For the primary stages, you will notice that students can, you give them a picture and students can, speak not just for 1 minute, but maybe for 5 minutes about a particular picture. Please record all these picture talks and share it with the students. Then it is now this, I had shown that picture talk for the primary classes. Now for grades, from grades maybe 6 onwards, just a minute, the jam sessions, students can, you can give them a particular topic and students can speak on that particular topic, without a break. Never mind if they make mistakes, never mind they make grammatical errors. That should not be your cause of concern. Your cause of this thing should be to encourage them to prepare well and speak without fear in front of their peers, right? Then mimicry, try teaching mimicry also to our students. There will be specialists available in your area. Try, it may be sometimes difficult. Sometimes your teachers also may be good at mimicry. Give them a chance to prove themselves in front of their students. Then origami is yet another tool, to inculcate art and craft work. Okay, it's not so easy. There's a lot of mathematics that is involved in origami. There is a lot of accuracy that is involved in origami, perfection in folds, and we should, integrate origami in our Bagless Days activity. Then know your city is something very, very interesting. Everybody belongs to a particular city. Try to find out if you can take to the important places in your city. Let them discover their city by with you, with the school taking them to these important places within the city. Okay, this could be a part of your activity. Then Model United Nations, this is another very important activity which you can conduct within your school. Okay, try to take the help of the social studies teacher, try to take the help of the English teacher, then identify students who can participate in this. Then they have to develop researching skills, they will develop presentation skills, so this should also form an important activity of this thing. Then you can also try out youth parliament. Okay, with somebody being a home minister, somebody being a speaker, somebody being a finance minister, and they can deliberate on issues that are concerning the common people. It may not be a parliament, it could be even a state legislative assembly. You can modify it to the needs and requirements of where your school is put up, right? Then this is one thing, very interesting. When my daughter went to the US, the first thing that she went to do her undergraduation in the US. And when she went there, the first thing that they were taught was to teach them self-defense, And from that time, I've been always pondering that the girls of our country also should be taught about self-defense, about taking care of themselves when they get into trouble. Okay, so this also could be one of your planned activities for the session. Then you can have a first aid workshop. Okay, wherein you can talk about how first aid is given, what who should be called when there is an emergency, then who are the doctors who are available on call, what are the different types of first aids that a student can possibly give. All these demonstrations will benefit the life of a student, right? Then next, calligraphy. Some of us may be very good in art, and calligraphy is a way to, write beautifully. It's a very different form of an expression. So you can teach calligraphy to the interested students as well. Then recitation of bhajans, just now we had the Krishna Jayanti assembly, and it may not be related to Krishna Jayanti. Whichever you all are following in your school, you can teach the, hymns, the bhajans, the songs related to that particular festival, so that the Indian culture, the ethos of the Indian culture is, sinks deep down to the students, right? Then this next one, this is again a very, 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 very important skill. No student of these days knows to tie a shoelace. I'm sorry to tell you that. They don't know to fold clothes. They don't know to wash anything of their own. So if, as a part of an activity, you teach them to fold clothes. What happens is when they go abroad, they really suffer when they have to do things on their own. So these small skills can be inculcated within our students, so that you need not have to go abroad. You can help your own mother at home by doing small chores in the kitchen. You can help your mother by folding your own clothes. And it is very sad that some students don't know even to tie their shoelaces. So please, these are, wherever you find a skill gap, please introduce it in your No Back Day activity. This is my humble request. Then drop everything and read. Okay. This can be done for 1 hour during a No Back Day activity, So whole school, okay. There's a alarm that is rung, and the entire school, including the principal of the school, ensures that everybody drops everything and just reads a book which would inculcate reading habits, not only amongst children, but also amongst the teachers, right? Then I have this last slide with me, and this is a very, very important slide. Don't undermine it. If you can teach small aspects of carpentry and use of tools, okay, to your children, it would be very, very grateful. Especially, to use a screwdriver, to use that bolt and nut, then to use the saw to cut a small portion of wood. Don't give very big, but train them so that they become self-sufficient in life. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your very, very patient hearing. Okay. Whatever I could present today is just what I have done in my school. So it just stems out right from my heart. So, and what my teachers have done or what my students have done. So if you have any queries, if you have any questions, we would be very grateful to answer.
Yes. So thank you so much, madam, for taking your gracious time and spending your gracious time with us. So the participants, if you do have any questions, you can go ahead. You can type it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand.
We got a lot of activities. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. Thank you so much. So questions you can ask, ma'am.
So you can share this PPT with all.
Yeah, please, definitely.
Yes, we are waiting for the participants. If you do have any questions, you can put up in the chat box.
They can raise their hands.
All tried out activities. So, guaranteed it has got a fruitful outcome.
Sir, I think there are no questions in the chat box, I guess. Shall we proceed with the vote of
Yes,
thanks
please.
tonight?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Yes, I would like to extend a gratitude and appreciation to Ms. Priya Murli for enlightening us with boundless discourse. I'm sure we are better equipped and are ready to ensure the best use of those 10 bagless days in a better way. I'm sure we will apply these tenets in our teaching and make those 10 bagless days a fun-filled with the best learning experience for the young minds. Dear participants, kindly note the link for the certificate and feedback form as we have already posted in the meeting chat box. You're requested to fill up the form with all the necessary details. I, Island Albert, along with the Extra Mile Education and Training and BTAG, would like to thank Ms. Priya Murli for sharing the great insights and the words of wisdom. I would like to thank Dr. Abdul Salam for his boundless support. Thank you, sir, for this great opportunity. And most importantly, thank you a million times to all the participants for their great enthusiasm. I sincerely hope we earn the privilege of your time. Thank you, one and all. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank
over to
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Island.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you. I think you're a promising moderator. What do you say,
Thank you, sir.
Priya ma'am?
Yes, yes, very, very promising.
Yeah, thank you so
It's my
much.
pleasure,
for
sir.
your-
Thank you for the opportunity.
And as usual, Priya ma'am did a very good job. So on behalf of everybody, a huge round of applause to Priya ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful work, all the work you have carried out in your school, and you have explained through experience. That's so wonderful. Definitely, these are going to help us. Uh, Despite many of the activities being conducted in different, all the schools, but now that bagless days are proposed, we can, consolidate these activities for those special days so that the students
Yes.
will enjoy more without their bags, without,
Only planning that is
thinking.
required, sir. Only
Correct.
planning is required.
Planning is required. Yeah. With a very systematic and meticulous planning, we can implement these bagless days with all these activities. All these activities we are doing, but along with academics, that students cannot focus their skills on particular activities when academics is also happening. Some students are able to do it, some students are not able to do it. Some teachers take some students out, so other students are in the classroom, they are having their lesson. So these bagless days are very useful, very good proposal, so that every student will get an opportunity to experience these practical skills. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Definitely, we will be sharing this PPT and the video also for reference through your registered mail through which you have registered for this particular session. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Priya ma'am, once again.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. So, and everybody, Island ma'am,
Thank you to
so
all
much.
the participants. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, sir.
So we'll wind
Thank
up.
you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night, madam.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.